It's going to be very difficult. First of all, given the fact that the sheer number of people, perhaps 1.1 million people, in a situation where there's very little fuel, the number of people, where are they going to go, where are they going to be housed? The UN and other international organizations in Gaza are saying it's simply not possible given the number of people and the circumstances. There's an active war. People are afraid to just move in the streets. So moving 1.1 million people from northern Gaza to the southern part is something that's hard to imagine being done on practical terms. Now, I've been in Gaza before. For instance, in 2014, the Israelis ordered the evacuation of civilians from northern communities, ones near the Israeli border. For the most part, people were able to do that because you could get out by walking, you could get out by riding on a donkey cart, perhaps if you could get a car ride out. But that was relatively small numbers compared to Gaza City. Gaza City is huge. Where are you going to put all these people when you move them south, when none of the relief supplies, tents, food, water, medicine have been allowed into the Gaza Strip? So it's very difficult to imagine how this could possibly be done. And Hamas is calling on people to stay in their homes, to stay put. So this is going to be very difficult, and certainly if people do not or cannot evacuate those areas the Israelis are calling them to leave, and this ground offensive goes ahead, probability is it will be a bloodbath.
We have been hearing a much more steady, intensive thud, a lot of outgoing artillery airstrikes pounding Gaza, the UN releasing new numbers just about the scale of what's happening in Gaza at the moment. 1,500, more than 1,500 Palestinians dead, among them 500 children, 300,000 people now homeless, 50,000 pregnant women have no access to health care, they're running out of fuel. And so there are very real concerns that this could very quickly spiral completely out of control in terms of the humanitarian situation, if it has not indeed already. You heard Secretary of State Blinken talk about the importance of trying to implement some type of a humanitarian corridor, but as we've discussed and you've discussed on your show, for a number of reasons, that's quite a complex prospect. Meanwhile, on this side of the border, unmistakable buildup, the sense of momentum and anticipation gaining for some kind of an imminent ground invasion, although I think there are still large questions looming about what that might look like, what the stated goal of it may be, and of course, what that would mean for Palestinian civilians, for the Israeli military, and crucially as well, of course, for those more than 100 hostages who are still being held.